Have you ever rubbed a balloon on your hair? You might remember your hair standing straight on an end, almost sticking out the balloon. How about rubbing your shoes along a carpeted floor to shock your friends or family members? You can do all these things because of static electricity, a buildup of an electric charge on a surface.
How else could we tell if an object has a charge? One way is through a device called an electroscope. So now, let us learn how to build a homemade electroscope so that we can see this in action. So an electroscope is a scientific device that is used to detect the presence of an electric charge on a body. In 1600s, British physician William Gilbert invented the first electroscope with a 5-volted needle called versorium.
The electroscope detects the charge based on the Coulomb electrostatic force, which causes the test charge motion. An electroscope can be regarded as a simple voltmeter as the electric charge of an object is equal to its capacitance. An instrument that is used to measure the charge quantitatively is known as an electrometer. Furthermore, now let us learn its different uses.
The uses of electroscope. It is used to detect the presence of ionizing radiation or electric charge of the body. It is also used to calculate the force between two charges. The nature of electric charges can be determined using an electroscope. And lastly, the magnitudes of two different charges can be compared using an electroscope.
So what are you waiting for?
Let us learn how to make our electroscope with only the materials you can find in your homes.
In making this electroscope, you have to prepare these materials: an empty glass jar with a plastic lid, an aluminum foil, a copper wire, the thicker the better, an electric tape, a wire cutter, a straw, a Phillips screwdriver, a scissor.
Now let's get started. First and foremost, prepare all the materials in an open space for a convenient working. Step 2. Take the aluminum foil and roll it in according to your liking size and make it in a flat in your working space. Then using a scissor, cut out a semi-leaf form and make them two. Once done, set it aside. Step 3. Get your copper wire and cut it using a wire cutter. The length will matter the size of the glass jar you have. Step 4. After you cut your copper wire, form a spiral to one end of the wire using a wire cutter. Also, form a hook to the other end of the wire and it will form like this. Afterwards, the two semi-leaf form of aluminum foils should have a small hole using the end of the copper wire with a hook form. Then set it aside. Step 6. We will use the straw in the activity, but first, you need to straighten out the hook form of the copper wire using a wire cutter. Moreover, once done, insert the wire into the straw and try to adjust it inside. In this step, you are required to use the fire of the stove to hit the tip of your screwdriver. Turn on your gas and place your screwdriver on it. Stay in contact with it for 2 to 3 minutes. Once it is already heated, point and make a hole at the plastic lid center by applying pressure to it. Now that your materials are complete, proceed to insert the straw and copper wire in the lid's hole. Once it is settled, using the wire cutter, form a hook at the copper wire end, then put the lid back on its container and observe if the materials inside fit well. After this, take the lid off. Put the two semi-leaf form of aluminum foils into the hook and try to place them properly into it. Once done, put the lid back on carefully so that the materials attached will not be disturbed. Then, close it properly. Using electrical tape, cover the tape outside the lid for better security of the project. Furthermore, there you have it. You just made your electroscope. Now here's the rub. How do we know if it works or performs static electricity? That proceeds us to the demonstration.
Well, in this video, we used a balloon and human hair to execute the demonstration. We rubbed the balloon with our hair and we put the balloon near the spiral copper wire, however not touching it. Additionally, this demonstration is performed in a cold surrounding to be further explained momentarily. Now, you notice that the two semi-leaf form of aluminum foils separate from each other every time the balloon goes near the copper wire without touching it. Moreover, that, ladies and gentlemen, is proof of the success of this activity. Okay, you may have tons of questions about this activity. Here is the explanation. Static electricity results from an imbalance between negative and positive charges in an object. These charges can build upon an object's surface until they find a way to be released or discharged. The rubbing of certain materials against one another can transfer negative charges or electrons. This is called the charging by friction. The demonstration of which the balloon goes only near the copper wire without physical contact is called and applied as charging by induction. Finally, we are done with making the DIY electroscope. We hope that you learned something new today. Try this activity for fun because it is not only that the materials are cheap and easy to find, but also you can gain learnings from it. Thanks for watching and have a great day ahead.